Oh, no, not all the time. No, I started with 19.
Why 19?
Oh, because that's my age. But after it won twice, I couldn't reason expect it to win again, so I switched to 16. That's my elder sister's age. And that wasn't any good, so then I tried 12. That's my younger sister's age. That wasn't any good either. So then I simply shut my eyes and tried anything. It was 20.
My age.
Is it? Well, it was lucky. I won everything back and then some more. After that, I had my ups and downs. In the end, my pockets were bulging with chips. I was amazed when that chap started counting out those 5,000 franc notes.
How many?
20.
100,000 francs.
Isn't it marvelous? Enough to buy a motorbike with. I've always wanted one.
Well, here is to Nicky on his motorbike.
Cheers. Now, the funny thing is, my father didn't want me to come to Monte Carlo at all.
Oh, but why not?
He thought I was too young and innocent. But here's the joke. He gave me 3 bits of advice. He said, don't gamble. Well, I did, won 100,000 francs. He said, don't lend anybody any money. Well, I did quite a lot, to a complete stranger who came hunting for me to pay it back. Poor old Dad. He's not a bad sort, really. He means well. It's just he's a bit early Victorian, that's all.
What was the third bit of advice?
He said, don't have anything to do with women.
He was right about that, Nicky. So right. Monte Carlo is the worst place in the world for the kind of women your father meant. Adventuresses, they are everywhere. Even here, in this room. And yet, if you are sensible, you can recognize them. And if you can recognize them, you are safe. Because you can avoid them. So be careful about that, Nicky. Not only because of your father, but for your own sake. Shall we dance? Beautifully.
Oh, I don't really. It's just that you're so very easy to dance with.
Have you ever been told that you are very good looking?
No, I don't think I have.
But you are, you know. Now it's time for us to go. It's sweet of you to have been so nice to me. I shall write and tell my husband. It will make him jealous.
Well, it was nice of you to come. I've loved it.
What time do you go tomorrow?
Well, my plane leaves at 7. I shall have to be up at 6. 3 hours' time. Where are you staying?
A quiet little place, 14 Rue de Lyon.
14 Rue de Lyon. Good night, and thanks awfully.
If you like, you can drop me and take you on.
Oh, fine, thanks.
Tomorrow you will be gone, and I shall be alone again.
Oh, maybe I'll manage another trip. I'd love to come again.
I shall not be here. I return to my home in Morocco next week. We shall never meet again, Nicky. Unless perhaps I can persuade my husband to take me to England one day for the tennis at Wimbledon. Then we shall see you play, hmm?
Oh, I'm not near Wimbledon yet.
Oh, but you are, Nicky. They were all saying so today. Everyone sitting near me said how well you played.
Well, that's awfully kind of you, but really, it's not quite true.
Well, it's over, Nicky, so quickly.
Yes. And I'll just pay him off. I'll walk from here. The air will do me good. How far is it to the hotel from it?
The Falmouth. Are you staying there?
Well, yes, all the English team are.
But Nicky, it's nearly 3:30.
Well, I can get in.
But the Falmouth is the sleepiest old hotel in Monte Carlo. All the old English colonels and their wives stay there.
Don't tell me, I've seen them.
At 12 o'clock it's locked up and everyone is in bed. You will have to ring and knock until you wake up the whole hotel.
Oh, well, I'll just have to, that's all.
I know a way, Nicky. In the sitting room of my suite there is a couch. You can sleep there and go back to your hotel at 6 o'clock when it's open.
No, I couldn't, really.
You cannot sleep on the doorstep for the Falmouth, Nicky. Come along, Nicky. In here.
Don't worry about making up a bed. A blanket'll do.
Very well, then. Now you would like a nightcap.
No, thanks. I'll turn in if you don't mind.
You are sure you have everything you want?
Yes, thanks. Quite sure.
Then good night, Nicky.
Good night, Jean.
Nicky.
Oh, is that you, Jean?
Wake up, Sleepy. It's past 6. Your plane leaves at 7, you said.
Good Lord, gone 6? Excuse me, but I'll have to rush.
I'll make you some coffee.
Oh, that's awfully sweet of you, but please don't bother.
Oh, it is a little thing in return for the lovely evening.
No, really, I haven't got time.
Did you sleep well?
Like a log. I'd have slept till 9 and missed my plane if you hadn't called me. How long does it take to get to my hotel?
You will not get a taxi at this hour. You can walk in 10 minutes. But you must hurry, Nicky.
I'll say I must. I've got to get my things packed and the bill paid. Good Lord, my precious note case and all those lovely banknotes. Mustn't lose that.
Oh, you silly boy. As if I would not have sent it to you.
No, pity I've got to rush off like this. I said, thanks awfully for letting me have the room.
Oh, Nicky, I will not forget that lovely evening you gave me. You are a sweet little boy and a wonderful friend. Kiss me before you go. Bon voyage, mon chéri.
Good luck.
You know, she took me in first time I saw her. Of course, I knew she was a gambler, but she was decently dressed and not made up. I didn't think she was that sort.
She took me in too at first.
I bet she does it every night to some mug or other.
Oh, she didn't get a mug last night, anyway.
How much was it?
100,000 francs.
I say, that's about £100.
Yeah, it's enough to buy a motorbike with.
Is it all there?
Must be.
Well, she might have taken some for safety and put it somewhere else.
I don't think she'd have had time. 25,000. 50,000. 75,000. Hey, there's more than 100,000 here. 125,000. 100. Oh, blow me down.
You know what? That flower pot was her money box. You've got all her loot as well. Darn nearly enough to buy a car.
What infuriated me was the boy was so damn pleased with himself. He looked at me with those great big innocent eyes of his and said, "You know, Father, I think there's something wrong with that advice of yours." It's all very well for you to laugh, but that boy respected me. He looked up to me. He took everything I said as gospel truth. Now he looks at me as if I was a driveling old fool.
Well, you do look a bit of a damn fool, old man. There's no denying it, is there?
He doesn't realize that it was a fluke. He thinks it's his own cleverness. It might ruin him. Now, you're men of the world. What am I going to do?
Well, if you take my advice, he'll have another drink and forget all about it. It's my opinion the boy is born lucky. And in the long run, that's better than being born clever or rich. He'll be all right, you mark my word.
If you don't mind me saying so, the mistake you made in the first place was to let him learn tennis. A thing like that would never happen to a cricketer.